It feels like Big Boy gets like all of the A-level interviews on the West. Big Boy gets. So if it's the Mustard, if it's Kendrick, if he's gonna do one, he's gonna get. If it's a Schoolboy Q's, even though I do know, I believe back on Fig had one with Schoolboy Q. Was it Schoolboy Q? I think, or maybe it was just Vince Staples. Anyway, he gets all the big ones, and Black Sam, who's the brother of Nipsey Hussle, just did an interview, a very good interview, graphic, detailing pretty much, the moments that kind of led up to Nipsey's passing and how they found out, and just, this is a really, really amazing interview, and Big Boy, he took the assignment really well, because if you ever listen to him when he's at like his station, he's like Big Boy and they're ringing the bells and all that type of stuff. He knew that this wasn't that. And he asked the right questions. He was quiet enough. He asked great follow-up questions. And I encourage you guys to watch it. I'm going to play a little bit of it. It's posted to Big Boy TV as 1.2 million views in 5 days. I'm going to go towards the part which is kind of like the end of the interview, where he's essentially talking about the death of Nipsey Hussle, how they found out, and how things weren't unusual, his thoughts about it, but also his thoughts about the killer, which happens to be the guy named Shitty Cuz, or Eric Holder, okay?
And so they telling me to try to administer CPR on bro.
Okay, all right, this is
we scrambling, trying to get the store open, and we did like a little mini doc, and we made sure the store.
Okay, so from here on, this is about like, it's gonna take us about like 20 minutes or so, but it's a really, really, really in-depth interview. And if you ever wondered what the family has said, by the way, he's pretty much hasn't said anything. Lauren London hasn't said anything. I think the family of Nipsey Hussle has been a class act, even when they've heard that there's footages out there that might depict Nipsey in a non-flattering way. And apparently what they've handled it with class. They've not come out and said nothing crazy. They're not embarrassing his legacy. They're not using his Twitter page like Fulio's people are. They have allowed his legacy and him to be immortalized in culture, and that's why the marathon continues still as a brand that's very viable today.
It was filled up with clothes, and we trying
to. This is Black Sam, the brother of Nipsey Hussle, chat.
Fold them correctly and make sure it's clean. And
let me get some. I'm grabbing water as well, right?
Finally ready, probably like a week and a half before the grand opening, or maybe like 2 weeks, and we doing our countdown. And Hussle like, yeah, man, I just met this guy at the Starbucks. I was going to get a tea or something, and I seen him, and I'm like, huh? He like, yeah, we about to make the store a smart store. So I'm like, what? I'm like, no, we don't got time for that. I don't even know what, like you say, I don't know what is the smart store. He's like, no, trust me, bro. So I'm pulling my hair out. I'm mad, like, man, what is this? And so I meet Idris, and he's telling me this, and I'm like, bro, we don't got time. So we end up, he get it, and he make everything. He go in, and he integrate it with the clothing, and, geofence it. And then so I'm learning things that I had no clue about. And in hindsight, looking now, when that store opened, and it was the first smart store, and that's why I just like, Hussle, the genius of Hussle, man, and so many different things like that he's done, but it's always, driven from his vision, and he got the right vision, and to this day, people still talk about that smart store.
Oh yeah, bro.
And just him seeing Idris, and seeing him young, black, dope at technology, and wanting to do something with him, and wanting to have him a part of the store grand opening, and then him also, just being excited to see Idris keep taking it to the next level. That was something that, like I say, man, that really drove Hussle.
What made you guys want to really do business and be a part of the community as well?
I think, instinctively, that's that corner, Crenshaw and Slauson. We used to walk from my mom's house to the bus stop on Crenshaw and Slauson in front of the Shell when we was little, and catch the bus to Watts, school bus. There was a Shell's, the gas station there, and I remember when we found out that the owner was a black man. Fucked us up. We was little. We never thought like a black person could own a gas station. And so he was there, and he would fuck with us like, what's up, man? What's up? He was cool. He coached basketball, and
right.
He liked us.
I'm gonna fast forward it a slight bit.
How accessible you guys were?
I mean,
So Big Boy asked about the location. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with LA, but we all know that that store is at a very accessible location to people who are from all walks of life. And, you know, I guess he's going into asking the question, do you think that that kind of played a part, how accessible you guys were, right?
Yes and no. Just every day, we know where we at.
Right.
So we was always, you know, had to be aware and be on point, dealing with all the different things that go on with, you know, being in the hood. But I think I always felt that, you know, God was protecting, and basically we felt like nothing could happen, like, because we've been through too much, so many different crazy circumstances where, you know, we felt like as long as we do the right thing and we keep pushing forward with the positive, niggas can't, like, it's nothing that could happen. So that was the honest thought, you know, and you know, it's hindsight, man. Just you never understand.
Man, I think as a partner, as someone from the outside looking in, right? I remember just what that day felt like when Nip passed. My mom passed on March 31st as well, right? So literally, I went to my mom's grave and I was doing a comedy show probably like the night or two before. And I wanted Nip to record me a drop like, oh, go see Big Boy's comedy show. He didn't get around to it. So literally on the way home, I was like, man, when I get home, I'm gonna call him like, oh, it's successful and, you know, and do what we usually do, bro. And when I got to the house, I remember my man Fuzzy, he had hit me up and he said, man, I'm over here by Marathon. He said, something's going on over here. He said, they got it blocked off. And I was like, man, I said, he said, I'm gonna try to get closer. And when he called me back, he said, man, they're saying something happened with Nip. What was that day like for you, bro? And did you feel any premonitions before we lost Nip?
100%, man. I think, man, we just, it's my cousin's birthday, so the night, I want to say the night before, Nip took us to Wally's, Beverly Hills, me, Pops, and Adam, my cousin Adam, and just had a long talk with bro, you know, not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into it with certain people. You know, Hustle had DJ Khaled in the hood. Not to be speaking too much on shit, but we came frontline like we always do. And, you know, niggas gonna know we gonna crash out behind it. We not playing. Ain't nobody saying nothing to Khaled. Ain't nobody doing nothing to Khaled. And he's straight. And Hustle frontline that. And, you know, we felt like certain people didn't like that. And did the video. Khaled got out of there perfect and was smooth. And, you know, we appreciated Khaled for showing up and coming to the hood and doing the video. And, you know, we knew that this was gonna be one of them videos, man. Hustle brought DJ Khaled to the hood, and you know, had John Legend in the other scene. So we at Wally's, and we just chopping it up about a lot of shit, man. Just, you know, making sure that we on point in security, and when we pull up, it's, you know, we like, Hustle, when you pull up to the shop, call us. He like, bro, I'm not calling you niggas when I pull up. I'm not calling you niggas when I pull up. And we like arguing and just, you know, but turned into, you know, a little bit of that, and then back to the, you know, celebrating bro Adam's birthday, and Hustle got us the back room, and, you know, family there chopping it, and just us four, and we stayed there forever, man. And when he walked out, we all walked out the back room of Wally's. I think Rivera, one of the guys that filmed the video, just happened to be there. And so he see us walking out, he's like, oh, Hustle, what's up? And he like, man, what's going on? He's like, bro, they just sent me the first edit of the video. And so he pulled it up, and He like, man, look at this, bro. You look amazing, bro. You about to do movies after this. Look at this shot. And so Hustle seen it, and Hustle was smiling. Hustle was happy. He seen the shots of the video. He's like, man. He's telling him like, bro, ain't no more small time shit, man. After this, nigga, your shit going out the roof. And so, you know, we was all happy and shook hands with them, and then we left. And that was the last interaction, bro.
And that was the night before?
The night before, Saturday.
And so Sunday, what was that morning like for you, Sam?
Sunday, it's regular Sunday, man. I think we had spots in the hood. So one of the spots we had little weed spots. It's a 24-hour spot. And I think it was my boy who usually do one of the shifts. I had to cover one of the shifts. And so I was in it all night, and I end up, the morning shift came in, and I ended up leaving. And so my goal was to go to the house and sleep a couple hours, and then go back to the shop and close the shop up for the rest of the night. So I'm at Granny house, sleep on the floor, and this phone just going crazy, man. It woke me up. And I picked the phone up, and you know, forget who called me, man. I just hear people screaming in the background. And they like, man, you know, bro got shot. So I just immediately just run out the house. And just jet out the door. My grandma was in the living room watching TV, so she seen me run out, didn't close the door, just got in the car. My grandma's on 5th in Slauson, so the shop is maybe like 6 blocks away. So I just ran every light, every stop sign, and get there, and man, it's just going crazy, man. It's, you know, everybody screaming, and I just see bro, and I'm just, you know, it's fucked up, but bro still breathing. I think Kev Mack was like talking to him and trying to tell him, you know, breathe, stay with, just breathe, bro. So I'm looking, trying to, you know, we need to figure this shit out. So somebody had the, I think, ambulance on the phone, and everybody screaming. I was just like, man, shut the fuck up, man. It's just like you know, take the phone, and I'm trying to talk to the ambulance. They say they coming, and they telling me, you know, I'm asking them like what do we need to be doing? And so they telling me to try to administer CPR on bro, and asking me, is he breathing? I'm like, yeah, he's still breathing, you know. And just try to do the best that we could. And finally, you know, police came and ambulance came, and they took him. And so I'm just praying, you know, I had faith that bro was gonna be all right, and you know, then I had a lot of people shot in that parking lot, and we, you know, I done drove multiple people to the hospital, and you know, I'm like, man, if anybody make it, bro gonna make it for sure. And that was the ride to the hospital, man. Just praying, and you know, I was confident bro was gonna be good, man. And just couldn't understand it, man. It's like the Twilight Zone after that. Everything I believed in, or my faith in, shattered. But
did you get word like right then? Did you follow?
Yeah, followed the ambulance, and I think got out, and so I was trying to go to the doctors and ambulance. I think J-Rock, one of the ambulance told J-Rock something, and he came to me. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to hear that, man. I'm trying to figure it out and go talk to them, and then go to the doctors. And then my mom and family was there, and then everybody's screaming, and just walked out. Fucked up, but
When you walked out, you knew then?
yeah. Yep. Yep. You know, still can't understand it, honestly. It's Twilight Zone, man. Don't understand. Shook my whole belief in whatever I believed in, and you know.
Yeah, it's hard watching his interviews. It's a lot of pain, even a few years afterwards. It's just a lot of like reliving a moment. You could tell it don't. The time hasn't made it much better for him. You know, probably going over what he could have probably done, said, that could have maybe altered the course of time, that maybe that result didn't happen. So I see it, man. This interview was hard to watch, man.
Man, that's one of those, it's wild too, because we thought we had it like rough that day.
Right.
But when we started hearing calls or we started piecing things together, man, and the first thing I thought, you know, you started thinking about family. You know, of course you pop up, then I'm hearing certain things and I was like, man, was Jay there? Because I knew we had heard it was a couple people, and I was like, when I called Jay, when he didn't answer, I immediately put him there too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would always see them together. You know, and it's crazy because we never had a chance to talk, but I didn't know that y'all had that much conversation even the night before.
Yep.
About, man, you know, we got to move a little different. You know, we gotta make sure that security's on set, and you know, bro doing his regular routine.
Yep.
You know, like at home. You know, with that, bro, it's like, not what is the first thing that you do, man, but where's headspace, man? Because it's hard to just not, you know, either throw it all away or give it all up.
Right.
You know, because we got Nip as friend, music, whatever it may be. You know, y'all sharing bedrooms, that's like me and my bro.
Right.
You know, at some point, do you feel like any of this is worth it, or were you ready to throw it all away?
Oh no, man. Not 100%. Like crash out, broad daylight, whoever, and you know, we start figuring out who the streets was saying it was, and you know, that's what the whole unit was like. Where's this nigga at? Mm-hmm. And you know, that was the mind space at that point.
Yeah. Aside
from just dealing with, you know, the reality, you know, but it was go time, man. And you know, they're gonna make sure the kids is good, make sure his kids is good, and make sure we keep going.
Is it as random as what the public thought it was? Like Nip seen somebody, Eric, and talked, and
I mean, you know, he already got convicted, so for me, without going into too many details, mm-hmm. Somebody come to the shop. They know we in the doorway. When Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie in the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol when Hustle pull up. So it's Sunday. It's busy in there. Why the niggas in there didn't follow the protocol? I wasn't there. Why they didn't follow it? Maybe they was fucking around helping the customer, doing some fucking customer service. This is what I'm thinking, trying to, you know, transition into some legitimate just selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway. And
I feel like we hear that so often. Like it's when somebody usually dies of some. It's like even when they say with Fulio, they say, "Yo, Fulio usually moves like A. That night, he moved like B. I remember talking to Track. I did an interview sitting right here, and Track said, "Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you." He said, I can't explain to you what happened with Vaughn." He says every time with Vaughn don't move like that. Vaughn moves with his people in step. Vaughn just hopped out of the vehicle by himself and just beeline to the nigga. We didn't have any idea what's going on. Vaughn, we usually leave one spot and we're headed back to the B&B. Vaughn says, "I'm going to the club," doesn't tell nobody. He's like, I've never seen him like that. That's the night he lost his life. That's crazy.
From my understanding, old boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene because he know what's going on in that parking lot, and had a conversation. Probably seen nobody was in the doorways. Checked Hustle had on shorts. Checked everybody else. Left. They say came back with a red shirt on. Tiptoed through the alley and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS. That's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job, or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. And that's my thoughts on it. You understand? So, and can't nobody tell me nothing about that because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle because they know what come with it. No matter what age you are, niggas ain't saying nothing crazy to Hustle. Wherever you find him at, but on Crenshaw and Slauson, definitely you're not saying nothing crazy. You're gonna come, you're gonna tuck your tail and be humble, and if not, you're getting beat up on the spot. And we done did it a million times. Hustle done did it a million times.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the only part of the interview right there that I feel like, if you ever ask me what I think about Nipsey's like demise, I always thought that obviously nobody wanted to die. But I always thought when everybody celebrated him slapping the nigga at the BT Awards, if that's how you give it up, and I get physical with niggas, there is gonna be that day that a nigga who a little bit tougher than you gonna get physical with you. That's a given. That's a given. So I'm not gonna lie, and again, I understand. We lost somebody who's a great person for the culture, who taught a lot of people, inspired a lot. But when that's where you hang your hat on, saying, "Oh no, niggas know we packed out 1 million niggas." Well, now I look at it and I'm like, oh, this was just 1 million and one time that it didn't go like that. I'm not trying to, don't crucify me. Don't crucify me. Because here's the thing, when we think about Nipsey, we think about a jealous hater. We're going to get to the Chinks Drugs murder. That's the easiest way for us to like classify and like kind of come to terms with most of these rappers dying. Yo, you have a jealous hater who's seen you do good. That's even the narrative around the Nipsey thing. There's a jealous hater who sees Nipsey doing good, helping the community. Everybody loves him, but he a street nigga who not loved because he told. He get jealous of Nipsey, he kills Nipsey. But again, I don't know the whole situation, but when I hear, oh yeah, man, we done packed out a bunch of niggas out there before. Maybe this nigga wasn't with the pack out. Or maybe he got told, yo, nigga, we'll pack you out. And he'd be like, bet you I won't. I'll be back. Again, One of the things that I've realized, and by the way, you know, his family's a class act, and I think obviously we just don't also want to wake up certain shit. And also, I think the way he was laid to rest and the memories we have of Nipsey, we don't even want to think about certain situations. And you're going to hear him talk about it in a second, but if it was, if that's the situation that they've packed out multiple people before, and let's say that dude felt disrespected by Nipsey. Again, I know we all know the streets have zero rules at this point. These make-believe rules don't exist. But it appeared to just be some street shit. That's the thing that I think us as like fans and like, you know, the people who are endearing to Nipsey, we don't want to just admit that maybe he just died on some street shit. I remember watching that video when he slapped that nigga. I said, damn. Oh, Nipsey might think he's untouchable. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, again, I'm not validating, I'm not saying that, whatever, but again, anytime we start talking about the streets, we start talking about this irrational place that people claim there are rules, but there really are no rules. And again, you know, we have a funny way of like we'll be like, man, I can't believe what happened to King Von. Well, could you believe what King Von had happened to like 7 niggas? the 7 victims that were waiting like this when King Von died, like, all right, nigga, couldn't catch you on earth, but here I am. We in the gulag now. Do we? I don't think we ever think about it like that, right? Like, it's depending if you're liked, you're instantly a victim, right? And again, obviously, he's a victim, obviously, because he passed away, but we don't know if some of your actions, like, let me use King Von because people ain't as sensitive to King Von as they are to Nipsey. Let me use the King Von term. Well, is it safe to proudly say that the reason why King Von got shot and killed is because he was running around, and not only niggas in the industry, real niggas knew that he was a shooter. He was one of them guys who would kill you. So when he ran to somebody, they said, we ain't gonna fight you, we gonna kill you, because you are a killer. It is very possible that because of the reputation that he had led to the result that we got. What you gonna beat up the shooter, the killer? You get what I'm saying? That's all. When I'm thinking about this, I'm like, with the Nipsey thing, I think because he was eloquent, he was smart, he was business savvy. You know, we don't think about him as even what Black Sam is saying, which, by the way, I think Black Sam kind of reveals a little bit of the truth.
Because anyway, it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle, because they know what come with it. No matter what age you are, niggas ain't saying nothing crazy to Hustle, wherever you find him at. But on Crenshaw and Slauson, definitely you're not saying nothing crazy. You're gonna come, you're gonna tuck your tail and be humble, and if not, you're getting beat up on the spot. And we done did it a million times. Hustle done did it a million times.
And I wonder if there's some self-awareness there. You're going to tuck your tail or getting beat up on the spot. Now, from what I've heard about the reputation of this guy, his name was Shitty Cuz. The thing on him is that he was a shooter. Now, I don't know about Nipsey, and I don't know about his gang belongings and how he used to give it up. Maybe he used to be a fighter. I don't know. But I don't know if he was a killer. You know, we can't discount it, you know, because obviously we hear about a King Von who was a killer and a great rapper, but maybe he wasn't a killer. So I could imagine if I'm a broke certified killer in the hood and a rich rapper thinks he's gonna get me to bow down and get me to show respect, they gotta kill you. I'm only saying maybe how it went down.
So the fact that he left tell me everything I need to know. It was no argument, you know. It was no sense of threat. Because with that come like, hey, be on deck. It was none of that. It was just, to me it was, let me come through, let me see what's going on, and then let me, in this broad daylight, man, and it's, it's a lot of unanswered questions, man.
You don't believe he had any dialogue with Nip that day, or did anybody say he said something?
Yeah, no, they had dialogue, but it was in the mix of him coming up, talking to bro, and whatever transpired, it wasn't an aggressive dialogue. It was just maybe small talk, and then maybe people saying Nip brought something up to him. Okay, he may have, but it wasn't. To me, that don't. Whatever the dialogue was.
See, he's struggling to find the words. And by the way, I don't mean to. I did not play this to be critical of Nip nor his brother, but I do want to be fair and give some commentary. He's struggling not to say what I know he wants to say, because what he's trying to say is whatever dialogue they have didn't justify him getting killed. Well, this is the streets. Nothing ever justifies anything. That's the only thing I don't see when people keep talking about the streets and the hoods. Like, what justified? Like, there's no rule book. Like, you can hear it's on the tip of his tongue where he's trying to say, it didn't justify that. No. It's in the streets. Nigga take $5 to you, he might kill you. Right? Somebody, you take $5 from somebody, might kill you. What you gonna say? Oh, nah, it was only $5. Didn't justify it. This is why the streets is irrational. That's why we should tell the kids, stay out of the streets. That's why I like when Wax says that. Because there isn't nothing that justify people who already don't believe in law and order. There is nothing that justifies you just killing someone in cold blood. So whether Nip called him a snitch, whether Nip fucked his bitch, none of that actually would justify it. But every time we see murders in these vicinities, it's over low IQ disagreements. Yo, why you still DMing my bitch, nigga? I told you that's mine, nigga. What's up, nigga? Oh, you goes left, nigga dead. Nigga shooting. B4, nigga, what you say to my sister, nigga? Yo, you try me right? Yeah, anyway.
That didn't justify, or that didn't.
Oh, he actually did say it didn't justify. Yeah, I've never heard a street nigga have a legitimate conversation. Like, let's think about all the street deaths. Like, there's never no justification, right? Like, and this is why it's a little bit irrational to me. Did PNB Rock refusal to give up his jewelry justify him getting shot? Let's keep going down the list. Did who else? Pop Smoke having a party earlier that day and posting an Instagram video, did that justify it? None of this shit is justifiable. You get what I'm saying? The fact is, when you glorify street life, and if you're a street nigga, you're probably doing unjustifiable fuckery that's gonna land you in jail or dead. Same with X. Them niggas wanted $50,000 that was in a Louis bag. X said no. Did that just, like, again, all this shit is kind of irrational, right? It's just irrational. Sorry to say. Hold on, let me get some more liquor.
Because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, I know hustle.
Now, before I go run and grab it, that is interesting when he just said that. He said this isn't random. Now, I don't think it's random either, but I don't believe in the conspiracy theory of somebody sending a hit. Now, number one, and this is the thing, if you believe the government had Nipsey killed, come the fuck on, brother. Like, brother, it's not like these niggas had Walmart in the hood. Like, these niggas had a small shop, no disrespect. Like, it's not like these niggas was like pulling billions of revenue and changing law. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? It's just not that deep. The government isn't sending a hit. I'm just sorry, bro. The CIA is just not like, all right, this is the guy we need to get today. No. Okay, so let's get the government, let's get the police off of it. Like, listen, if Ice Cube running around this bitch and them niggas did fuck the police and they didn't call a hit on them over like 20 some years, like, brother, come on. We got to bring the conspiracy theory down a little bit, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's outside the realm of possibility. And actually, I'm more in belief. And maybe I'm even stupid for that because I wasn't around during that time really. When Biggie died, you know, they always say like, oh no, the police with Biggie and Pac. The Pac thing, I literally think was the Southside Crips, 100%. Right? Did he have some money up on it? Maybe. Well, Southside Crips, right? It's not the fucking police, okay? Now, did the police maybe didn't give a fuck about him dying, so they kind of didn't do the most to really get this investigation closed? Yeah, I agree with that. But the police sending the hit? Nah. Government sending the hit? I mean, Pac was very very influential. Still, I say no. The Biggie thing, like, you know, some people have theories on maybe the government wanted to start this coastal. Nah, I'm just not believing it. So who could have been responsible for a possible Nipsey Hussle hit if there was going to be one? And when I hear Black Sam say that, unless he's one of the people who think the CIA, which hey, that's his brother. I would never say nothing negative about his brother, because I know what loss does to a family. You know, I lost my uncle to gun violence, and to this day, my mama blamed a relative because that relative was having a dispute with my uncle. It was actually her sister. They were having a dispute like for a couple months prior, and apparently during one of the arguments, it was thrown around, "I'll get you killed," but they're sisters and brothers. They lived in the same place, right? And police came later and told us that, hey, listen. It's like a long story. I think I told y'all. Jamaica's just an odd place. So some guys broke into my grandma's house. My uncle, who lived at the house next door, he came over, confronted the gunman. The gun jammed. So they tried to shoot my uncle in the head, gun jam. My uncle beat the nigga to death. And essentially the police came. This is Jamaica, so like, fucking arrest. 2 got away. 1 was caught and was beaten by him. And he was hitting him with a pitchfork. And basically the guy was near death. The cop instructed, like, it's Jamaica. The cops basically said, finish this nigga off. So the nigga died. Bro, they're not handcuffing him. Like, fuck out of here. Like, yo, let's bring this nigga to the morgue. Like, this is Jamaica, my nigga, right? What ended up happening is that the other 2 dudes, one of them got arrested, I think. One of them. I don't think it was 2 of them. But one of them got arrested, right? When they got arrested, you have to show up to court. Like, you know, but it's Jamaica, like, bro, like, niggas ain't show up to court like YSL Woody, my nigga. Shit just don't happen like that. So essentially, the dude sat in jail for a couple of months. The dude got out of jail because, again, he would have got a robbery charge, or I don't know if they would have trumped him to murder, I guess, because one of their co-conspirators died. But nobody from my family went to court. We didn't go to court at all. So the 2 guys who escaped got out. The morning of when my uncle died, he saw the guy walk past the house. One of the guys who, whatever. Now, my uncle not no gangster, nothing, but he sees a guy. Guy sees him. He's just like, all right, fuck it. You're thinking that's the culture of how shit is. You're thinking that's the culture of how shit is. All right, we didn't go to the court on y'all, so y'all have no get back to get. The one guy who died, y'all got to chalk it up. Y'all chalk it up. That nigga who died, y'all fucked up. And we're not going to go to court to keep you thinking like it's like that. Hell nah. That nigga spun in and shot my uncle, bro. So that's really what happened. My mama still don't believe that story. My mama is in disbelief. Like, she would, and trust me, my mama created a whole scene at the funeral. Like, she not even believing them niggas did it. It was like the whole police force is there telling my mom, like, no. My mom was like, nope, not believing it. Then my mom was like, well, if they did do it, they got sent by her. You connect a sibling, a family member grief. They're trying their best to deal when you're grieving to make sense of something. So again, I don't know if that's the same with Black Sam. He might be trying to make sense of it. Damn, why was this shit kind of so odd that day? Why was certain things off? Why did the dude come back twice? Now, okay, so who would send the hit if we're talking about that? I don't know, honestly. I think particularly, they keep mentioning Big U, but I think that's such a hard accusation to make. And by the way, he doesn't make that accusation. Wack's been trying to almost lightly make the accusation, but even then, why the fuck would Big U, supposedly who did business with Nipsey Hussles, is from the same gang as Nipsey Hussle, why the fuck would he do it? So again, I really don't believe it's as big as people think it is. I kind of think, bruh, Nipsey disrespected somebody. This is my opinion. I think he disrespected somebody. That person who, you know, when he did the murder, he ran to a psych hospital. The nigga's off meds already. You disrespecting a guy who's supposedly a killer, a guy who's mentally unstable, and you expect him to come with a carefully calculated plot? No. Instinctively and instinctually, he went and grabbed a gun and said, yo, I'm going to teach this nigga a lesson. And now, did he want to kill him? Well, actually, he clearly did, because he stood over him and shot him multiple times. But still, I think it's that deep. I just don't think this is mad things to be put into it. You know what I'm saying? You're saying Wax said he was trying to extort Nipsey? Bro, but here's the thing. Let me ask y'all this. This is, and fuck with Wax. I fuck with Wax so heavy. But also, let's be honest. If we're saying hit, we need now to be very clear. You're saying a hit. So this guy didn't have money for a proper lawyer. Basically got damn near life in prison. You don't think if the police had barely or even half credible information, you don't think this guy would tell on Big U? This is what I be saying to y'all. Everybody snitched but the guy who you really think got paid for a hit. Nigga, if you got paid for a hit, you're the first nigga to snitch. Duh, why wouldn't he tell? Here's my thing. We're talking about all of the snitches in hip-hop who basically never killed nobody, and they're still telling. Why would the guy who did the murder not tell if he did it on behalf of somebody else? And then they could verify. Okay, how did you get paid? When did you communicate? Blah, 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 blah. Let's check everything. That's only where my confusion lies when y'all say somebody, just think about it. Bruh, people are snitching when they had, in the Fulio's case, the mom is snitching on her son because her son took her car to the murder. At worst, she could have kept quiet and faced an accessory to murder charge. At worst. But she don't want shit. So we're talking about people who are telling who don't have a murder. Why the fuck would the murderer not tell on the person who paid him, especially if that could get them maybe 10 years shaved off their sentence? Oh, this is LA, nigga? Man, stop it. That's where I don't believe y'all. I believe if that nigga was paid off, he would snitch in a heartbeat. Bro, the nigga got cut in his face multiple times in jail. You know, right? Eric Holder, or is that name? He got cut in his face. Bruh, this is how they're doing him. Nigga, I would have been in court raising my hand. Hey, Your Honor, I just want to say this. I got paid for this shit. And I don't know why all the gang members in jail is acting like the leader didn't pay me. Stop fucking me up. Stop blacking my eye. Stop cutting and stabbing me. I just did a job. Bro, what are y'all talking about? So you're saying he's just so real. He took life, gets his ass whipped, and they're trying to kill him, and he won't snitch on the guy who put the hit out. Really, nigga? Really? Yeah, keep beating my ass, but I won't tell y'all the guy who really set this up. What? He didn't get paid, nigga. I don't care if he got paid or not. I'm telling you the guy whose idea it was. It wasn't my idea at all. All right, anyway, let me grab some more liquor chat.
Transition into some legitimate just selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway. And from my understanding, old boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene because he know what's going on in that parking lot. And had a conversation, probably seen Nobody was in the doorways. Checked Hustle had on shorts. Checked everybody else. Left. They say came back with a red shirt on. Tiptoed through the alley and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS, that's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job, or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red.
Or possibly he was just trying to get away, right? Because the guy supposedly he's a Crip. He's a rolling 60 Crip. Hey, if you want him to look for other people, even though, by the way, I don't think he had a mask on, but I think he did shoot other people. So he didn't want no witnesses, but.
Red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. And that's my thoughts on it. You understand? So, and can't nobody tell me nothing about that because it just don't make no sense. It's not random.
That's what I was saying about the irrational. It's no use to argue with a relative of someone who passed. They've already sunk in. That's part of dealing with it to move on. They've sunk into a belief, and I respect it. I do respect it.
Random, you know. I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle, cause they know what come with it. No matter what age you are, niggas ain't saying nothing crazy to Hustle, wherever you find him at. But on Crenshaw and Slauson, definitely you're not saying nothing crazy. You gonna come, you gonna tuck your tail and be humble, and if not, you getting beat up on the spot. And we done did it a million times. Hustle done did it a million times. So the fact that he left tell me everything I need to know. It was no argument, you know. It was no sense of threat. Because with that come, like, hey, be on deck. It was none of that. It was just, you know, to me it was, let me come through, let me see what's going on, and then let me, you know, in this broad daylight, man, and it's, you know, it's a lot of unanswered questions, man.
You don't believe he had any dialogue with Nip that day, or did anybody say he said something?
Yeah, no, they had dialogue, but it was in the mix of him coming up, talking to bro, and, you know, whatever transpired, it wasn't an aggressive dialogue. It was just maybe small talk, and then maybe people saying Nip brought something up to him. Okay, he may have, but it wasn't to me that don't, whatever the dialogue was, that didn't justify, or that didn't turn into that. You know what I'm saying? He came there for a reason, and Mag got the reverses. I mean, he got the, you know, charges reversed because Hustle asked him something about it and humbled him real quick, but
that also told me, I know how they're, you know, how he's internalized it. Yeah, if I'm a hood nigga, and this is my hood all the time, I don't believe that Nipsey lived in that particular neighborhood still. And if I gotta be around here, and you're the big rapper who drives up in your big luxury vehicles with your chains on, and you're now at the store that's in the area that I gotta be at, whether or not I'm allowed at the store, and you're gonna embarrass me, I gotta still be here. You don't gotta be here. So yeah, you might think that's not a big deal, but to me it's a big deal.
Maybe small talk, and then maybe people saying Nip brought something up to him. Okay, he may have, but it wasn't to me that don't, whatever the dialogue was, that didn't justify, or that didn't turn into that. You know what I'm saying? He came there for a reason, and Mag got the reverses. I mean, he got the, charges reversed because Hustle asked him something about it and humbled him real quick. But I think, it's going to come to the light.
Did you know Eric Holder before?
Yeah, we probably seen him a couple times when he was younger. He hadn't been in the hood like that. They're saying he had some like a snitch jacket on him, or he couldn't come around. Me personally, Hustle, Fats, like we seen a lot of the homies raised because we at that shop 7 days a week. Before it was the Marathon store, when it was Slauson T, Slauson Ave, we had weed spots all in the hood. So we seen a lot of the young homies raised, from kids to teenagers to adults. We watched them. They know us. We know them. Anything we throw in the parking lot, if you from that area, if you from the 60s, if you from the 30s to the 100s, when Hustle throw something in that parking lot, you coming. From whatever it is. You in the hood, you smoking weed, you coming to our spots. He was never at any functions. He was never at any grand openings. He was never at anything Hustle was doing. He was never at any shows. It's because he wasn't good in the hood. So all this other shit niggas is talking about, I don't know it. He wasn't good. He wasn't good, and he was not good, and he was not around for a reason. And to that point, we didn't see him.
So he's kind of corroborating that snitching angle.
Hey, Sam, why was it important to you and to the family to make sure that LA had a chance?
Okay, all right. Yes, so that's kind of the crux of the whole thing.
To plan it, and there's no way to handle it. So, didn't, but that was the only time in my mind I'm like, okay, this is why niggas. This is when a nigga can't deal with this shit. Like, there's no way to fix this. This is.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. All right. Let me see. We still ain't get to impressive chat. 4 hours and 30 minutes in. We haven't gotten to the Drake section yet. I canceled my obligation. I'm telling you what we got still lined up. You might be able to get Ray Daniels on here. I gotta check my messages.
So, Nipsey Hussle, you feel me? Very tragic death. Very sad what happened to him. You feel me? I feel like certain people like Nipsey, good men, good people like that, they shouldn't have died the way he died. Like, but it's a sign, bro. Like, you can't just sit there and try and give back to your community, all that stuff, bro. It's a lot of haters out here, bro. And it's a lot of people who are bad-minded and envious of what you have and, like, what you're bringing to the world, bro. Like, Nipsey was a good person. And look what they did to him, bro. Nipsey was genuinely, like, a good man, a good person. And this is how they did him. It's crazy. It's your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. RIP Nipsey Hussle, man.